Hey Protestants, if you believe anyone can interpret the scripture, then who are you to tell someone that they're wrong for their own interpretation?
As a Protestant, I would argue that most Protestants probably don't believe that. I don't think most Protestants believe that anybody can just interpret the scripture to say whatever they want, and we check it with history, we check it with tradition, because again,
I find this tactic from our Protestant friends genuinely confusing. On one hand, they cling to sola scriptura, the core Protestant belief that scripture alone is the ultimate authority in matters of faith and practice. But the moment you challenge their personal interpretation of scripture, they start appealing to the early Christians, the church fathers, and the sacred tradition. Do you see the contradiction here? If you truly believe that only scripture has authority, then why lean on tradition to defend your position? You can't reject tradition as a rule, but use it as a weapon when it's convenient. That's not consistency, that's cherry picking. And what is even more bizarre is that Protestants often turn around and criticize Catholics for doing the very same thing they just tried to do, appeal to sacred tradition as a legitimate pillar of the Christian faith. Now, at some point, you have to ask, is this about seeking truth or just avoiding accountability? Because honestly, it feels less like a theological argument and more like dealing with a rebellious teenager, someone who doesn't want to be under authority, not because the authority is wrong, but because they simply don't want to obey. Let's be honest, you can't reject the Catholic Church's authority and then cherry pick from her tradition when your theology starts to unravel. That's not Reformation, that's theological freeloading.